Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy J Rocks. Hitting you with a graphic novel haul once again. Now, today this haul's a little different than usual because I'm looking at it and I ain't seen no Marvel books up in here. And that don't happen that often. I usually have, it's usually they're Marvel heavy, and even when it's not, there's at least one Marvel book up in there. And today that's not the case. But we still got some good stuff, a lot of first book. But it did pique my interest enough I wanted to check it out. This is Oh My Goddess Omnibus Volume 2. It's nice art. I was digging the cover, it piqued my interest. Then I saw the spine and this is published by Dark Horse. I think they're not the original. This was originally a manga. This is Volume 2, so you're like, what the fuck? Volume 2? Why would you buy Volume 2 before Volume 1? Because I got this on sale. Well, not necessarily on sale. I bought it off somebody on eBay. And I caught my interest, so I offered them, like, I don't even remember, but not too much. I think like $9, $8, and they accepted. That's including with shipping and everything. And I was like, it's a nice chunky book for like $9. I thought it was a good deal. So now, I'll get Volume 2. I seen them in stock. I think they go for like $11, $12, which is not bad. It has it's not in perfect condition. Got some minor damage there. Over here, there's nothing terrible. It's in decent shape. But I really like the spine design on these. I really like the design on the Usagi Jimbos. They're also by Dark Horse. This kind of reminds me of those for some reason. Those have real nice designs on the paperbacks. I like the spine on them and everything. And then on the hardcovers, I like the design on it. I just don't like that it's just solid black. There's not a lot of color to them. And these, as you can see, is not the case. Neither is it on the paperbacks of Usagio. And it's chunky too, about 600 pages. They're also black and white. This is manga though, so point. Okay, so I'll show you some of the interiors on this. So let's just get to that real quick. All right, so this is volume 2, written and drawn by, let's see the name there, Kazuki Fujishima. Kazuki Fujishima. Now here I guess you got the title in Japanese. I'm guessing, I don't know. See, these you read them backwards, right to left. That's pretty cool right there. Now in this volume, you supposedly get introduced to a third sister. Here's a table of content. Get an idea of how much pages it runs. Was that 503, somewhere in the 500s? Oh shit, I didn't even notice this. The first pages are color. Cool. And that's about it. I saw a few of the episodes on YouTube. It's pretty funny. I was enjoying it. Just digging it. I like it's about a lot of like witches, and they're totally getting in the way of this guy that's trying to live a normal life. Now he has to juggle 3 girls, and they're shit gets complicated. Digging the art on here though, it looks pretty cool. This $20 cover price for what you get, about 500 plus pages. It's a pretty good deal. And this is bigger than your normal manga. It's shorter than your average comic book, but it's bigger than your normal manga. These are like if you ever seen the omnibuses of Dark Horse, the Aliens or Terminator or Star Wars, it's about that size. All right, now the next book is Judge Dredd. It's the best of Judge Dredd. Cool covers, a lot of different random. There's a spine. I'm digging the spine as well. It's the back. This goes for cover price of printed in Dubai. That's interesting. Did not know that. You know what? I'm not seeing a price tag up in here. Let me see if I see a price tag. Metro Books. Huh. I'm not even familiar with that company, Metro Books. A lot of these issues in here are from originally in magazine format, I believe. So I think that's why they went with the square format, because this is what the shape of what the magazine formats would be. Okay, this is gonna pull the next book, but obviously, as you can see, looks a lot wider because all this extra wide right here, because The magazines are not in the same shape. They're not the shape the same as the single issues, but it also has single issues. Let me show you the difference between the two when you throw them on here. Right now that we get into the interiors. All right, here's the Best of Judge Dredd. It's about 300 plus pages. Some stories are color, some stories are not. This is a lot of this stuff you see, as you see here, says from the classic strips from the Galaxy's Greatest Judge. So you see that the format is different. Like I was saying earlier, these were originally magazine sized. Now there's a few issues, there were a few story arcs that were not originally magazine sized. That's some of the covers to the 2000 AD stuff. Pretty cool. It's stock paper, which I don't mind. It doesn't bother me. It goes for about 300 pages, the book. Now you see how the art fits perfectly on this the shape of this book. I always kind of like Judge Dredd more in black and white than in color. I guess it depends on the colorist and on the art and so forth. But I don't know, it just feels right in black and white to me. This is the same shape, the big hardcovers of Judge Dredd. They're this shape, they're like a square because they're kind of like the magazine size ones too. Now there is some stories here that are not originally magazine. Here, this is a story of America, it's called. I hear it's a good story. I have not read it myself yet. You see there's scans from the original comic, and you see all the extra space here and here. Spread it out more so you could get a better idea. You see? Because, I don't know, they should have just committed to making it all the way to the top and all the way to the bottom over here. And then it'll just be a little wider like up to here. Still have a lot of extra space. These look a little off. And since they shrank them down from the original book, the letters, the font, it can be a little tricky because they're a little small. They're not as big as they're supposed to be. Be a little harder to read for some people. Now I'm not gonna get further into it anymore. I got this. I bought it also used on eBay for $10 as well. It's a good deal. I'm not sure what the actual cover price is, but it has some good stories in here, some memorable ones that you might have heard of. You know what? Let's go to the table of content. And then go there. Look, you have The Cursed Earth 1 and 2. The Return of Rico. The Judge Child. America. So you got a few classics in there. So I definitely, if you have no Judge Dredd books, this is a good place to start. You get some of the better stories here. If you already have a lot of Judge Dredd collection, you could probably skip this because you probably have most of these stories in some of the other books already, some of the other volumes. So yeah, this is one that you would get to since anytime it says greatest hits or best of Wolverine, of whoever, if you're a completionist and you collect it, you will already have them in other volumes or other books. But if you don't, then they're a good place to start because you get some of the better material and it could convince you to start collecting and so forth. Or sometimes you don't want to collect the whole collection, you just want some of the better stories. Good route to take would be this. Alright, obviously, as you just previously saw right now, the next book is Army of Darkness Volume 2. I love the movies. I'm digging Ash. I'm a fan of him. If you haven't seen the show on Stars, highly recommend it. Check it out. It's exactly like the movies. Keeps the same tone. And I think it goes for 2 seasons. It's non-stop thrill ride. A lot of blood. A lot of guts flying around. It's brutal. Just like the movies. And a lot of comedy as well. And look, this even looks like the young Ash. It's the same actor too. He's just older now. But got a great supporting cast as well. Definitely check it out. So this is volume 2. The spine right there. Volume 2 right there. It's not in the greatest shape. You can see the thing there. You can see here it's all jacked up. I think this happened more from the shipping, the way they packaged it, than it did. Then I don't think it was like that. I think a lot of that had to do with in the box they put it in. They put it in a box that was exactly the same size like that. And since the corners were round on the box, or when the box was hitting, it messed up the corners on this. This is the back of it. I have volume 1 already. Not in a big hurry to get volume 2. This is like I showed the spine. Not in a big hurry to get volume 3 unless I find it on the cheap. Like this one, since it was already used and stuff, I got it for like $10. It's normally a $29.99 cover price, so it was pretty good. Saved myself $20, and all it is that it's been read before. So anyway, let's check out some of the interiors real quick. I think it's different stories and different writers, different artists. All right, the next one is the Army of Darkness. Now here's the first page. This is the book. If you're familiar with the movies, this is the how the book looks that possesses a lot of evil. If they made these 3 paperback omnibuses into one big omni and they made this the cover, that would be pretty dope. So it could look like the actual book from the movie. That would be an awesome design, like a limited edition $150 book or something. I'll so buy that shit. I'll be on it. This is the stories that it contains: Army of Darkness, Ash versus the Classic Monsters, Army of Darkness, The Long Road Home, Army of Darkness, The Death of Ash, Army of Darkness, From the Ashes, and Army of Darkness, Home Sweet Hell. So you get a few story arcs here. It's the idea of some of the art. If you like this, you might like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The 2 shows are completely different, but the book has some the stories, and the comic wise they're a little more similar than the shows are. The 2 shows are completely different from each other. Some of the art right here is pretty cool. Not gonna go any farther into it, but I can't wait to read it. This runs you about $30 cover price. If you could find it cheaper on eBay, I've been seeing it going pretty cheap for used copies, like $10. I definitely recommend pick it up. It's about 400 pages for $10. I mean, color and everything. It's well worth it to give it a try. See if it's something you like. If you like the show or the movies, you'll definitely like it. All right, this next book is DC. I hear a lot of bad things about it. I don't care, it's Commandy and we don't get a lot of him, so I decided to still get it anyways. It's standard size, is not oversized. That, to me, that doesn't make or break a deal. I don't care if they're standard or oversized. Doesn't make a big difference in how big the art looks. It looks slightly bigger. It sometimes can affect the way I read it because sometimes the letters are smaller. That's one thing I like about the oversized. The letters are bigger, but as long as it's standard size like this, it doesn't bug me too much. This is a Jim Lee cover. I got this because it has a lot of different artists on it. This is the back of it. So we're gonna get different artist interpretations and different writers' interpretations of how they want to portray the character. So it's, I think, like 14 issues, and each issue has a writer-artist combination. The next issue, someone will continue from where they left off, and so forth. I found that kind of interesting. And if anything, to kind of see how other people draw Commandy that are not Jack Kirby. And also, it's Commandy. It's a whole book of just Commandy stuff, which like I said, he doesn't get ongoing series or anything like that. Like, I never see them. So it's good to check it out and see how it is. Alright, last book of the haul. I'm stoked for this one. This one's one I'm excited about, and also I've been wanting it for a while. I just been holding up because I'm a cheapskate, cheap bastard up in here. So the only reason I haven't been getting it is because I felt the price wasn't right. It wasn't right for me, at least. And then shit goes out of print and you're way overpaying, and all of a sudden that price that wasn't right feels like such a cheap bargain, right? Anyways, it's Doc Savage. This is a huge book. It's Doc Savage Archives. Digging that cover, looks beast. Chunky book. There's the spine right there by Dynamite as well. This covers about 500 pages. It's in black and white. We'll get to interiors right now. Now it's a $50 cover price, which honestly, for what this is, it's not a terrible deal when you compare prices of other books. It's not a terrible deal. It's a decent price, but I'm used to getting stuff on in-stock trades for half off, and this they don't have at half off. So all of a sudden 50 seems like a lot, because for 50 you get like a 1,000-page book, a $100 book you get for $50. So all of a sudden that $50 price for only 500 pages and in black and white doesn't seem that great. But yeah, let's get into some of the interiors on this, like I said, and But it's also rated teen, it says. Alright, now this is the big boy of the haul. I would save the big book towards the end. This is also on, the original ones were on a magazine size. So let me just give you an idea of, see how it's wider. Same thing as with the Judge Dredd, it would be wider. It says the height of an omnibus. It's about as chunky as one too, but it would be wider this way. The omnibus would be like up to here, so it'd be a little wider. I would love if the Savage Sword of Conan also did this, because they're gonna bring out omnibuses by Marvel. I would love if they took this shape, like if they would be wider this way. That would be awesome. I don't think they're gonna go that route, but it'd be cool if they did. Because as you saw with the Judge Dredd book, you see how it can affect the way it fits in the pages and so forth. So then it'll look a little awkward. So let's get into some of the interiors here. Just gonna pick a random page. You see how this fits perfectly like that? Because it's almost the size of how the magazine would. The actual magazines would be a little bigger, like up to here, and they go wide like that. Like if you buy People magazine or any of that, you know what I'm talking about. But it's a good size that you could read the letters and everything, the font. You can see there's a lot of dialogue. But this is very cool stories. It's pulp. The binding is good on this. I don't know if they're ever gonna make a Archives Volume 2 or not, to be honest with you. Cause this came out a while back and it's never happened. I would love if even if the old Dark Horse Savage Sword of Conan, if they would have gone with hardcovers like this instead of the trade paperbacks, that would have been cool. But this is definitely, it's already in one of my favorite my top 30 books probably list of books I would keep if I ever do sell my collection. This would be one of the ones I'd probably keep. Now on the other ones that are gonna be with Marvel, if they go the regular size where it's thinner, this would have to be smaller. So you're gonna have a big space here and a big space down here. So it won't even look oversized. It's gonna look like a standard it's gonna look like how those trade paperbacks look from Dark Horse. As far as the sort of Conan stuff, it's gonna look like the size of those, pretty much. Oh look, it has this, the old inserts from the magazine at the time. That's pretty cool. And this is really high quality. It's look at that. I have to do an overview someday of this once I read it though. Nice. But yeah, well, we'll see what happens with those Conan books. We'll see how they come out. But this is definitely cool to see this done correctly. This was done right by Dynamite Studios. Okay, so that's all I got for today. This is the last book of the haul. This is like I was saying about this, it has like that pulpy feel like Shadow does, or even Conan. Very Conan feel to this actually. Okay, so like I said, that's all I got for today. You want to check out some of my other videos, I'll put the thumbnails up here on the right and left. Click on them, check them out. Some of my other hauls, book reviews. If you ain't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And you might also want to hit that bell, because that bell will notify you when the next video's up. Also, if you're a book collector like myself, most likely if you're watching this video, you probably are. You might have a Goodreads. If you do, go ahead and follow me on Goodreads. I'll have my link in the description down below. Click on the description and I'll show all my links to all my social media. And I'll follow you back, follow me, and always curious to see what books you collect, what you're into. And if we have any of the same stuff, if you put up reviews, I like to see the reviews. See if how your opinion differs from mine on some of the similar books we might have. And it's also a good way to just keep track of all the books you've been buying, because they can add up and there will be a lot of them. You might want to know what you have and what you've read. I just put them up, and once I know I read them is when I put the review up there. Okay, also follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. I'm always active on Twitter. I post pictures of the book I'm reading. I'll take a picture of the panel, post it up. Sometimes I give an opinion of what I thought about that panel or whatever. And sometimes I just post, pictures of statues or other stuff. Alright, so yeah, that's all I got for you, like I said, and I'll just check you guys out next.